Hey, you guys. All right, it's Denise Walsh. It is Monday. We are hanging out. So please do me a favor. Press like on the Stream Life experience. Comment below that you can hear me and all the tech is fine. And I'd love to know like where you live and how long you have been thinking about becoming a coach. I know that you're most likely in this group because you've been brewing the idea of stepping outside of your full-time job, or maybe you're in a transition point and you are brewing the idea of creating a coaching business. And so I want to hear from you. If you don't know me, my name is Denise. I'm a former clinical psychologist turned dream life coach. And today we are going to talk about the first step of the Dream Life Pathway, which is my methodology and what I teach Dream Life clients to go through with their clients. And so today we're going to talk about head. The second phase or step in the Dream Life Pathway is heart. And then the third is feet. So head, heart, feet. Do you know what you want? Do you believe that it's possible? Do you know how to go get it? And if all of that is in alignment, my friend, the how starts to show up for you and like magic seems to start to happen. But this first piece is key because if you don't know what you want, you really are spinning your wheels and living in confusion, which is why people come to us. So Cindy hears me. Yay, you are in Arizona. Welcome. Fun. Okay, so contrary to popular belief, I am going to suggest during this mini training that we actually not start with our why. Why is that? Well, the reality is you can be really passionate going nowhere. Isn't that interesting? You can be motivated or passionate about something, but still not know the steps to take to actually make it come to fruition. If you have ever experienced that, put an amen in the comments, right? And even if you're passionate about something, and you don't have a roadmap, you don't really know what you want, and you don't really know how to get there, then you will be what we're calling spinning our wheels. You'll have this holy discontent, right? Where you're like, this is not okay. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want people to be treated like this. I have to do something about it. I want healing in this world. Like you'll have this holy discontent that stirs you, but you won't have a method to actually follow through and make it so. And so in what I have found, right, is that holy discontent, that frustration, that restlessness gets stronger. It gets stronger and it gets more frustrating because you don't really know what steps to take in order for this emotion or this passion to actually be useful to the world. So let's talk about your what. Instead of starting with your why, how about we start with your what? Your what is important in this conversation and why it's the head. What do you want? Because most people are coming to coaches because they're living in confusion or uncertainty. And you might even be there right now. Maybe that's why you're in this group, because you are like, I know that I have more value to add to this world. Like, I know that I've got something to say. I know I've got people to help. And I have this holy discontent. I have this high passionate, but like, I don't know how. And that's frustrating. And now I'm spinning my wheels because I want something, but I don't really know how to go get it. And maybe that's you, or maybe it's your clients who are coming to you and they're going through a quarter life crisis, a midlife crisis, a divorce, a transition where they're trying to say, all right, what's next? Help me to figure that out. They're living in confusion. And when somebody's living in confusion, we don't need to stir up more emotions. We actually need to get more clear on where they're going. And we do what I call setting your internal GPS. If you think about a car, right? When you have the GPS set, that destination set, the how, there could be several ways that you get there. You could go around the block, you could take the highway, you could do the scenic route, but you're always going to that same direction. Or an airplane, right? An airplane is going in a direction, and if it goes off course at all, autocorrect will go right back to the destination. That's really what we want to create for ourselves. The how can pivot as we try new things. Our strategy can change as we learn and grow. But we really want to first get crystal clear on what it is we want, so then we can start taking inspired action to start seeing results and making progress. If this is tracking with you, if you're like, yeah, I want results, right? No, but none of us want to spin our wheels. None of us want to one step forward, two steps back. We all want results and progress in our life. So let's answer this question for ourselves, and then we can talk about how we support our clients with this question as well. So the question is, what do you really want? And this is why you'll see several of our lives, or every Monday we go live, right? And some of our old videos are from this exercise itself. What do you really want? What do you really want life to look like in all 7 areas? Your family, your finances, your health, your hobbies, your business, giving back. What do you really want your day to look like? What do you really want your business to look like? What type of person do you really want to help? What do you really enjoy teaching? What do you really like? What are you good at? What comes naturally to you? Like, what is it that you think is so important that you would get up every day and work towards it? What do you really want? Now, again, I think that this is different than your why, because what you want is certainly connected to your larger life purpose. It's certainly, but you can have your larger life purpose connected to a lot of different things. So for example, you could be a waitress and you're like, this is connected to my life purpose because I am making people happy and I'm helping facilitate family memories. And anything that you do, you can create meaning and desire around. When I was working in network marketing, I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do because I'm helping people grow on my team. I'm helping them make money. I'm helping them to get over themselves, right? And to bust through their limiting beliefs. And I'm using my clinical psychology skills in a new way. In Dream Life Coaching, I'm like, this is what I was made to do, combining all my skill sets into one. But that motivation and desire can be cultivated around any sort of action. The question is what do you really want? Do you want to work with people in person? Do you want to work with people on Zoom? Do you want to host retreats? Do you want to, just sell e-courses? Do you want interaction with people? Like, what do you really want? And that's a question to ask yourself that you don't even need to have the answers for until you start trying it. Here's the key. You probably won't even know what you want until you start taking action and trying it. So, for example, when I started my coaching business, I had e-courses. And then I found I want to actually talk to people because that's like, as a therapist, right? Like, that's my jam. Like, I love actually interacting and getting feedback and talking and supporting in real time. And so I was like, all right, I want to teach these skills, but also I want interaction. And I learned that because I started e-courses. I knew I wanted to have retreats, but I didn't want to travel all the time, but I knew I wanted to travel sometimes and call it work. Like, I had to do things and figure out what I really wanted my ideal business to look like, so then I could go for it. But I can tell you, when I didn't have a clarity, when I didn't set that internal GPS, when I was wholly discontent, just stewing in my own desire for change, but really not knowing what that looked like, the progress was minimal. So I see a comment, Ariana says, I want it all. Yes, I love it. So I would ask you, right, as a coach, let's gain clarity on that. What does that really mean? Because your all is different from my all. So I want to understand what your all is. And so in Dream Life Coaching, we have a whole few weeks that is geared on clarity. We ask the client to go through their ideal day, to really get clear themselves on what type of relationships they want to have with others. How much money do they want to have in their savings account? What is their work schedule? How do they want to work with people? You're really getting clear. So then you can start to say, all right, what are some things I can do now that could start making this happen? And or what are some things I need to change or add or shift in order to start working towards some of those long-term goals. What this clarity piece does, you guys, is it helps you do two things. Number one, you can take that big vision and start to break it down into smaller bite-sized pieces. That's the SMART goals, right? So you have your vision, but then you have what I call a dream life goal, which is 90 days that you really are able to then hone in on and focus on. And when you have that smaller step, the goal here is that that actually increases your motivation and it increases your excitement because it feels doable and because you know it's leading you to the strong vision. If people feel stuck, oftentimes it's because they don't know where they're going or it feels too far away. And so one of the things that we work with clients on is gain a vision that makes them excited. You know, you're all going to be somewhere in 3 to 5 years. We might as well be where we want, right? But then also we break it down into smaller bite-sized pieces so it feels manageable for the client to swallow. That is when action can be taken. That is when you can say, all right, this is a piece of my puzzle that I'm going to focus on first. Let me dive in, hone in on it, whether it's exercise or, you know, creating your program or creating your sales system or whatever it is. You can focus on one piece at a time and it starts to compound. So my question to you is do you know what you want? Are you clear about what type of business you want to create? What type of person you want to work with? What type of symptom or, you know, what do you want to help them with? What result do you want to help them to get? And if you're not, that's okay, but that's the first place to start, is really starting to hone in and then starting to take action, right? So then you can start playing around with it and you can start moving in that direction to see how you like it. And if you don't, or you learn something, then you can certainly pivot. I have run programs one time before, and then I go, that's not it. And then I try again, and then I try again, and then I try again. And I landed on 90-day U-turn, and I was like, this is the program that clients get amazing results, and I love to run. Both of those are super important. So here's what I want to add, and I want to end with. Ask any questions that you have in the comments. This is a super fascinating conversation because this is the first step in the Dream Life pathway and the first thing that we support clients in creating. Because again, it's not about your what or your why. It's not even about your limiting beliefs yet. It's really about clearing the cobwebs and gaining clarity on what it is you want life to look like so you have a destination point. And then that destination point you can reverse engineer it and start from there. As you're taking action, typically the honeymoon phase is super exciting, right? The honeymoon phase is like, woo, we got this. You know, I just finished my program, or I just got certified, or I just woo, we're doing it. And then the redundancy of creating content, of following up with leads, of asking for sales, of doing the things that bring in the clients can get redundant or boring or old or discouraging sometimes, right? So that middle ground is when we now need to tap into our motivation. It's when we now need to tap into our why and keep that vision strong so we keep staying consistent even when we don't feel like it. I often say I don't work my business based on how I feel in the moment, right? I work my business based on what I want my long-term success to be. And so, all right, another comment is I would love to create a body positive workshop. Ooh, I love that. So a couple things to consider is if you've done this work for a while, you might have tons of testimonies or tons of, you know your philosophy, you know step 1, step 2, step 3, that kind of thing. If you haven't, then my thought would be is to start working with people one-on-one. Start maybe a couple, you could do small groups or one-on-one so you can kind of figure out your process. What is step 1, step 2, step 3? What you'll find is most people will need the same thing, and you can tailor it certainly, but most of the time your philosophy, your process will be similar. And so you'll want to figure out your process that you can then package. And because you probably don't know that yet, if you're new, right, then that's where starting to do one-on-one or just getting to work with people, taking action, learning, getting feedback, so then you can create that. That's exactly how I created the Dream Life Pathway. I was working with people for a decade before I packaged it and labeled it these things, because I was able to do that because I had all this experience with working with people, right? So step one, figuring out what it is you want is paramount. It's key. So now you can start posting. Now you can start doing content that talks about body positivity, and you can ask people if they want to do a 2-hour workshop with you on it, or do one-on-one coaching or whatever it is, but you have a destination. Step one, my friends, figure out what you want. And if you don't know, that's okay. Start taking action and you will figure it out as you go, because it's like a 5-lane highway all going in the same direction. Once you know that your main goal is to become a coach, or your main goal is to lose 50 pounds, or whatever it is, there's a lot of different ways to get there, and your job is to figure out the way that fits you best. So Dream Life coaches learn the Dream Life Pathway, and they learn all these different exercises connected to pulled from my clinical psychology days, from Success Principles with Jack Canfield, quantum physics, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, brain science, all that kind of stuff, woven in to help clients to gain clarity. And then what we want to do is help them to create a vision of themselves living that ideal life. It's so fun. So stinking fun. And once we have taught them how to retrain their brain, take those negative thoughts captive, focus on what they want instead, right? We're going to then connect it to the emotions. And next week, we're going to talk about the heart space. This is all step 2 in the Dream Life Pathway, your heart. Believing it, shedding and letting go of the things that are no longer serving you, forgiveness, all of that stuff is really in clearing out that heart space and building belief in what it is that you want to do. So with that being said, hey Sada, hey Lindsay, thanks for popping on, you guys. And sorry, I got something in my eye. I don't know what's happening. Sorry. I'm really not crying. I've got something in my eye. Hey Tammy. Oh yay, you're back from your vacation. I can't wait to hear about it. Okay, so if you guys are interested in learning the Dream Life Pathway, there's 2 ways to do it. Number 1, you can put #coach in the comments below. This is my year-long certification program, and it teaches you all of the different exercises that you can use with your team. And then the second way is to do #90day U-turn, and then you can use your program. I'll go get it. Okay. 90-day U-turn, and then you can use your, sorry, I just got distracted. The second way is 90-day U-turn, and that's my 3-month program that's for clients that coaches get to then license out and use themselves. So if you're interested in learning, like that you have this holy discontent, but you don't quite know the roadmap to get there, that's what the Dream Life Certification and Business Program for you. We teach you exactly what to do and exactly what to say to get your clients results, and we support you in the business side as well. In fact, Dream Life coaches can take 90-day U-turn and then sell it to their clients. So then, they can make money marketing a program that they love. So awesome, awesome, awesome. You guys, we're actually starting another 90-day U-turn next month. We're meeting in the afternoon on Tuesday. So I'll reach out to you, Ariana, and get you connected to the next round of 90-day U-turn, because the reality is I think all of these exercises in the Dream Life Pathway, especially clarity, the entire world needs, right? Good question. Ishel is asking, what is 90-day U-turn? 90-day U-turn is my signature program. It's 12 weeks, and I teach you the Dream Life Pathway, head, heart, feet. Do you know what you want? Do you believe it's possible? Do you know how to go get it? And what we do is we really help people get out of fight or flight mode and into rest and digest and reconnect with their life purpose. We do a lot of things. But every week you get training from me in a video that you can watch at your leisure. And then you meet every single week as a community to talk about that week's lesson. So what I have found from people going through 90-day U-turn is they get out of the chaos, right? Out of chronic stress. They start really connecting with themselves again, asking themselves, what do I want? They start healthy habits. We have daily challenges where I challenge them to do healthy, drinking water, that kind of thing. And they align their dream life pathway, and the how starts to show up for them. And they're feeling more in alignment. They're feeling more at peace. They're feeling like more in charge of themselves. You know what I mean? Like things are moving for them because they are taking intentional action. So I'll message you as well, because and if you've done 90-day U-turn, put any testimonies in the comments. It's a powerful program that that's like seamless. We do a lot of subconscious reprogramming, so we get down to why you do the things that you do, and then we like reprogram at the self-image level, because we will never out-earn our own self-image. So anyway, there's a lot of fun stuff that you learn in there that you then can take with you forever. So it's not like 3 months and then you forget about it. It's like these 3 months are going to take you in a completely different direction. And so as a Dream Life coach, you then have the ability to use the content you learn and like in your own program with your own coaching. So for example, teachers can use this already with their students and with their, we have a psychiatric nurse who uses the content immediately with her clients, but then also you could have the opportunity to sell 90-day U-turn itself. So I think if you're in a pivoting moment, you know what I mean? If you are in a place where you need some clarity, or I call it a loving kick in the right direction, right? Like you kind of know what you want, but you need some support to do that, to actually do it. I also have found that it's a lot easier to talk about stuff with people you're not going to see in the grocery store. So we have women all around the world. We've had people from Australia and UK and all over Canada and the US who meet once a week, and the community is just priceless. So anyway, that's my long-winded answer. But the first piece of 90-day U-turn, the first piece of the Dream Life pathway is clarity. It's truly figuring out the what. It's knowing that the why can be developed. You can get excited about anything. So the question is what do you want to get excited about? And then we can work to create that desire around the goal that you have. All right. If you're interested in learning more about 90-day U-turn, put hashtag 90-day U-turn or 90-day in the comments. If you're interested in the certification program, put hashtag coach, and I'll reach out to you and share with you some more details. Thank you so much for listening into me live today, you guys. I'll be here same time, actually I'll be in a different place next week, but it will be same time, Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be actually in Nashville next week. And then we have our Destin retreat. So that's going to be amazing. We have 9 of us going to Destin for 4 days of just like detaching and refilling. And we come back changed. We always end with the dream dinner where we pretend like it's 5 years from now and we've accomplished all of our goals. It's awesome. All right, you guys, I'll let you go. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. You're amazing, and I truly believe that if you're in this group, it means that you have been brewing your own coaching business for quite a while, and I'm excited to support you on this journey. Have an awesome day, and we'll talk soon.